Good evening, everybody, and welcome in to Southern Ohio Sports Authority's area coverage of this afternoon's Division IV District Final here at VA Memorial Stadium. The second-seeded Fairfield Lions looking to take down the third-seeded South Webster Jeeps in tonight's matchups. Both teams very familiar to this round of the tournament, as both teams fell in this round a season ago. For Fairfield, it was a 4-1 loss to Valley in the district final, and that was right here at the VA. And then for South Webster, it was a 7-3 loss to White Oak in the district final. So really, these teams were not in the same district a season ago, and now looking to get a win in 2023. And earlier tonight, Carson Francis had White Oak versus Ironton St. Joe, where White Oak won their second straight district final. That was a 10-1 final after 5 innings, so not the most competitive district final we've ever seen. So hopefully this game will be much more competitive between these two red teams, although South Webster actually sporting the blackout, although they are wearing pinstriped white pants, but wearing the black unis here this afternoon. But hopefully it'll at least go 7 innings. That would be preferred, as a 5-inning district final isn't the most preferred way to end your season. I think Ironton St. Joe, if I heard you right, did win the SOC 1.
They shared it with Notre Dame.
No, shared it with Notre Dame, who they beat in the semifinal, and then won a sectional, obviously, to get to the district final, and then won that district semi against Notre Dame. So overall, a good season for them. Just fell a little short, too. And obviously, a very good White Oak team that's been good for a couple of years, because you got to have a pretty good depth to win back-to-back district titles. But for this afternoon, we already have the starting lineup. So obviously, being the higher seed Fairfield, going to start off in the field for us this afternoon. On the mound, it'll be junior Gabe Fouch. The rest of the defensive front for the Lions. In left field, it'll be number 26, Wyatt Willie. In center field, number 9, Dow Moon. And in right field, number 1, Landry Hatton. Into the infield at third base, number 31, Cade Miller. At shortstop, number 28, Zane Matthews. Then on the right side at second base, number 3, Wyatt Collins. And over at first base, Noah Allering. Behind the plate for the Lions for this district final will be number 16, Blaine Fober. And that'll do it for the Lions. We'll quickly go through the batting order here for the South Webster Jeeps to get this thing going. Leading things off will be Connor Bender. Then after him, it'll be Hunter Barnard. Then Jaron Lower. Then after Lower, I believe it was Lower is correct. It's not Lower, it's Lower. And then it'll be Robert Martin, Jacob McGraw, Bryson McClintock, Brody Martin, Benaiah Andrews. And I believe it will be Belford, and it'll be Tristan Belford in the 9-hole as the DH, because the center fielder, Dylan Schubert, is the one getting DH'd for. So Fairfield not utilizing the designated hitter, but South Webster is. So, it's always interesting to see, if teams will utilize that. Obviously, in the MLB, that has become a universal thing, not just centered around the American League. But we will take a quick break here for the national anthem, and then we'll get back to the pregame.
on behalf of the High School Athletic Association, welcome to VA Memorial Stadium.
And with all that out of the way, we're just moments away now from the first pitch of the second of our doubleheader here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. A beautiful evening for some district final baseball. 75 degrees. Looks like partly cloudy, no rain in the forecast. I will say up here in the press box, it's about as humid as it can get. We've got about every fan on in here that we own. There's not a whole lot of airflow. We've got the windows open and everything. I'd say it definitely feels a little bit better out in the stands, out on the field, as you're able to get a lot more circulation than we are up in the press box. But nonetheless, a great day for some baseball. And the Reds are already out to as far as I know, a 1-0 lead. Hopefully it's a little more than that by now. But
2-0 now.
There we go.
Matt McLean coming on in his first week as a Red. Big pickup for the Reds.
Oh, tell you what, the Reds have about 5 shortstop/third basemen. They could probably all be in the MLB by now, but they're taking their time there with them. Once again on the mound for the Lions to start things off will be Gabe Fouch. He's been an absolute ace so far this season for the Lions. He's actually our Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking. Throughout the year has a .93 ERA, which is third in the Shack, has 88 strikeouts, which is first, and actually at the plate, I'm not sure if all of these have been over the wall or inside the park, but leads the Shack in home runs with 4. So it's just been an absolute stud for the Lions so far this year. Also joining Fouch on the All-Shack team, you have Fouch, and then Cade Miller and Dow Moon are also on the All-Shack team from the Fairfield Lions as well. So Coach Cal Zimmerman has got him quite a squad here as they look to avenge last season's loss to Valley in the district final round. Going to look to pick one up here over South Webster, but as mentioned earlier, the Jeeps looking to do the exact same thing. A district final loss last year, looking to avenge that 7-3 loss against a now 2-time in the last 2 years district champ in White Oak. So both teams have something to prove here, and we're just moments away from first pitch.
And you mentioned Fairfield's looking to avenge that district title loss last year, but they're also looking to avenge a 12-0 loss they suffered to South Webster earlier this year here at VA Memorial Stadium.
So Connor Bender going to look to start this district final off on base here. After Bender, it will be Barnard, then Lower, and that's the due-up for the Jeeps here in this D4 district final. He takes the first pitch for a ball, and we are underway. 1-0 the count on the batter, Bender. Out of the windup, here's Fouch with the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed now, 1-1. Coming up later this week on Thursday, we'll have some Division III district finals here at the VA. As far as I know, it's planned that we will be broadcasting those. There hasn't been an actual announcement yet. Here's the 1-2 from Fouch. Swung on and missed. Ball is dropped. Fober moves to the inside to make the throw over to first base for the first out of the inning. 1 away and 1 K for Gabe Fouch. Once again, as far as I know, hopefully we'll be able to bring those D3 finals to you, and then hopefully the D3 regional semi, which is, I believe, sometime next week, we will have as well. So, first pitch to Bernard is upstairs, 1-0. One down here in the top half of the first inning. Now 2-0 on the batter, Hunter Bernard.
And hopefully we'll have some people here to cover those Division III district semis.
2-0 pitch in there for a called strike, now 2-1. Got some high-quality matchups over, I should say, down in Athens. Here's the 2-1 from Fouch, is downstairs now 3-1 to Barnard. Washington Courthouse getting a walk-off win on a, as far as we know, a suicide squeeze to get the 1-0 victory over really what was a Cinderella team, and Circleville, they were the 8th seed. The 3-1 pitch is found to the left side and out of play, so that'll push the count to full at 3-2.
I think Washington Courthouse played Jackson.
Or excuse me, Jackson, yes. And then
Unioto and Circleville,
right,
that 7 o'clock game should be underway.
But once again, Circleville kind of an underdog going into that game, is currently an 8 seed as Bernard draws the walk with 1 gone. That'll bring up Jaron Lower with 1 man on and 1 gone. But an 8 seed and picked up, I don't know what the score was. I think it may have been like 8-1, but a big time win over the either number 2 or number 1 seeded Sheridan General. So that was a big win for Circleville. But the winners of those 2 games will play on Wednesday, and that will also be at Athens. So Barnard draws the walk. That'll bring up Jaron Lower, who is now down in the count 0-1 after taking the first pitch for a strike. As he does on the second one as well. Gabe Fouch out in front, 0-2. Opposing pitcher Robert Martin awaits on deck from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Barnard on the move. Head first slide. He's in there safely, but down on strikes is Lower as he watched 3 straight across the plate now. 2 down, 2 Ks for Gabe Fouch.
Pitcher, number 7, Robert Martin.
Pretty solid crowd here for this district final. I actually wasn't here for the first one, so I'm not sure how it compares to the original crowd as the first pitch to Martin is swung on and missed, 0-1.
A lot of these people here from South Webster are just making the trip over from Unioto after watching their softball team win a district title.
This one popped up into shallow left field. Moving in is Willie, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. A scoreless first inning from Gabe Fouch. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's, we know how valuable your time is, and that's why our priority is to provide you a quick and easy service. We will get you in and out and on your way immediately. So schedule your next service appointment at Glockner.com.
A scoreless top half of the first inning now in the bottom of the first inning. Fairfield looking to do some damage after the scoreless first from Gabe Fouch. In the field for the Lions, once again on the mound will be, for the Jeeps on the mound will be Robert Martin. Behind the plate, number 4, Brody Perkins now into the outfield. And left, it'll be Jaron Lower. In center field, number 3, Dylan Schubert. And then over in right field, it'll be number 13, Jacob McGraw. Now into the infield over at third base on the hot corner. Number 1, Connor Bender at shortstop. Number 5, Hunter Bernard. Over at second base, number 22, Bryson McClintock. And then at first base, number 15, Benaiah Andrews. Now quickly the batting lineup here for the Lions for this afternoon's D4 district final. Leading things off will be Dow Moon. Then after him, Zane Matthews and Gabe Fouch. Then in cleanup, it'll be the third baseman, Cade Miller. Then in right field, batting 5th, Landry Hatton, followed by Wyatt Willie. Then the final 3 will be the first baseman, Noah Allerling, the second baseman, Wyatt Collins, and then the catcher, Blaine Fober. So, Carson, you said South Webster picked up a 12-0 victory over the Lions a little bit earlier in the season. I'm not sure. I think, if I remember correctly, I was told Martin did pitch that game, but Fouch did not. So not quite the same pitching matchup for the Lions, but for Fairfield, they're going to be seeing the same guy.
Be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Fairfield makes seeing this pitcher the second time.
So Moon set to lead off here, hitting .348 through 23 games this season. Takes the first pitch he sees for a called strike. He'll start this at bat out at 0-1. Once again, the due-up will be Moon, Matthews, and Fouch. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Martin. Outside now 1-1. One pitch, sawed off in the air to the right side. An easy catch for McClintock now. One down for the Jeeps.
The shortstop, number 28, Zane Matthews.
The winner of tonight's game will advance to the regional semifinal. That'll be played on June 1st. That'll be the 2 p.m. game over in Lancaster at Beaver Field. As previously mentioned in the first game, the East District is slightly behind in their tournament as they're still in the district semifinal. So really the winner of this game still has 4 possible teams they could be playing. So we'll have to wait around and see over the next couple days for who they will play. Quickly, Matthews down on the count, 0-2 after 2 off-speed pitches for Martin. Martin looking for his first punch out of the contest here with Ryan Matthews from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one lifted into straightaway center field. Schubert camped under it, and he'll make the grab for the second out of the inning.
The pitcher, number 14, Gabe Fouch.
So that'll bring up Gabe Fouch, hitting .364 on the season, 4 home runs, leading the Lions in that category, and RBIs as well with 24. This one low and away, now 1-0. Takes the 1-0 pitch off speed in there for a called strike. Now evened up at 1-1. Another off-speed pitch from Martin in there. Another called strike, now 1-2. Martin couldn't locate the fastball, and now back-to-back strikes on the off-speed. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. 3 up, 3 down for Robert Martin. And we're headed to the second inning scoreless. You're watching Ohio High School D4 District Tournament Baseball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
A scoreless first inning for both teams has us headed in to the top of the second here. Both teams still looking to get on the board. It was nearly a 3 up, 3 down inning an inning ago for the Jeeps, but Hunter Bernard was able to reach on a walk and eventually stole second base, but that was followed by a Jaron Lower strikeout, and then Martin flew out to left field. The due up for the Jeeps here in the second inning will be the right fielder Jacob McGraw, followed by the second baseman Bryson McClintock, and then the catcher Brody Perkins will round out the due up in the second inning here for the Jeeps. Fouch still on the mound. Here's the windup, squaring around to bunt, and this one is ran into by McGraw, so he will be out on the dead ball. I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure how to score that, so I'm just
Second baseman, number 22, Bryson
going to put that down as an out. We'll just put DB for dead ball. I guess that's about the most realistic way to score that. So 1 pitch, 1 down here in the top of the first. That'll bring up number 22, Bryson McClintock.
Whenever you come out to the VA, you always see stuff that you don't normally see.
Well, I know I was watching the Reds and Rockies the other day, and it seemed like there were 3 of those plays in one game. This one flared over to the right side. Wyatt Collins able to snag it for the second out of the inning. This so far is a 3-pitch, 2-out inning for Gabe Fouch. So I'd say one thing for South Webster here as you move forward in this game is you're probably going to want to make Fouch work a little more, as there have been some pretty quick at-bats so far this inning. Only 4 pitches now for Fouch in the inning with already 2 down, although he is currently at 20 pitches, so overall not doing too bad on the pitch count. Here's the 1-0 from Fouch outside, 2-0. Fouch will step off and walk back, maybe wanting something different from his catcher. Here's the 2-0 pitch, called a strike, 2-1. After Perkins, it will be Benaiah Andrews, and then Tristan Belford, the designated hitter, and then it'll be back to the top of the order for South Webster now. 2-2 the count to the batter, Perkins. Fouch looking for his third as Perkins will quickly take time. Fouch looking for his third strikeout here in 2 innings. Here's the 2-2. Off speed, called strike 3. K's up to 3 now through 6 outs. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Oh, I guess.
The third baseman, number 31, Cade Miller.
So after a 3-up, 3-down bottom half of the first inning, the Lions will look to shake things up here. Robert Martin still out on the mound for the Jeeps. The due-up here for the Lions will be the third baseman, Cade Miller, followed by Landry Hatton and then Wyatt Willie. Once again, those batters 4, 5, and 6 as this one is in on the belt. Count is now 2-0 to the batter, Miller. Miller, a .345 hitter so far this season. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled straight back, now 2-1. Miller, one of those 3 Lions to grace the All-SHAC baseball team this season. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Martin off speed. And skied into center field. It'll drop in for a base hit just over the head of the second baseman and too far in for the center fielder, Schuper. More or less no man's land, but nonetheless the first hit for either team for Cade Miller. So that'll bring up Landry Hatton with 1 man on and nobody gone here in the bottom of the second. Hatton batting just under 300 at .295 through 23 games this season. Another pickoff move. This time he's able to nab Miller now in the rundown and quickly tagged out for the second out of the inning. A big-time pickoff move there from Martin. Clears the bases now, 2 down. Or excuse me, now 1 down. So after a quick leadoff single for Miller, he's more or less retired from first base now. 1 down for Landry Hatton. Here's the 0-1. If it doesn't work the first time, I reckon just sling it over there again and maybe it'll work. This one chopped to the left side and foul down the third baseline. So Hatton now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 man gone. Wyatt Willie, the Lion left fielder, awaits on deck. From the windup, here's Martin with the 1-2 pitch, and excuse me, swing and foul to the right side, so we'll try the 1-2 offering again. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed for the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the night for Robert Martin now, 2 down.
Number 26, Wyatt Willie.
You know, when you looked at who was pitching for both of these teams, and I know it's only the second inning, so we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but you had to figure this was going to be one of those absolutely dynamic pitching duels, which so far through 1.5 innings has certainly been the case, as there's 2 strikeouts with only 1 hit allowed for Martin and 3 strikeouts with no hits allowed for Gabe Fouch. Only that 1 walk in the first inning. As this one is skied to the left side and caught by the shortstop Hunter Barnard, and the side is retired. We'll head to the third inning, still tied up at 0-0. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at SOSAOhio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
Are you in a bind and need an oil change right now? No problem. Did you forget to make an appointment? No problem. Just stop by any Glockner location and we'll squeeze you in and get you on the road quickly. Really, it's
We do have a scoring update from Athens. Circleville has jumped out to an early 1-0 lead on Unioto in that D2 district semi.
Assuming that's a first or second inning score.
It's bottom of the first.
Yeah. Not sure who would be on the mound for either team, as we've only seen Uniola once, and I think Circleville once as well. So
I believe Logan Smith is pitching for Circleville.
Okay.
The first baseman, number 15,
Nonetheless, scoreless through 2 so far in this D4 district final. Gabe Fouch still on the mound for the Lions. Leading things off here for the Jeeps will be Benaiah Andrews. First pitch swinging and foul, 0-1 to start off this at bat. After Andrews, the rest of the do-up will be the designated hitter Tristan Belford, and then it's back to the top of the lineup with the third baseman Connor Bender. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Fouch, low and away, now evened up at 1-1. Been a pretty quick game so far through 2 innings, only been 26 minutes. So if the pitching duel between Fouch and Martin continues, this could be a pretty quick and low-scoring district final. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Fouch, swung on and fouled straight back, now 2-2. Off speed on the 2-2 pitch, got him looking. 4th strikeout of the night so far for Fouch.
Number 2, Tristan Belford.
So far, 3 of those Ks have been looking, only 1 swinging, and that was Connor Bender to lead things off tonight, who is now on deck. Tristan Belford, kind of a check swing there on the 0-1, or well, the opening pitch count is now 0-1. That one outside now 1-1. It's definitely a bit of a shakeup from last game. You had a game that was quickly over in 5 innings with 10 runs from White Oak, and now we have a game that's entering the 3rd inning, and there's only been 1 hit so far between both teams. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's upstairs and a bit outside, now 2-2.
And really, that last game, though, kind of started like this one. It was 1-0 going into the 3rd inning before White Oak put up 6 in that inning to pull away.
So White Oak moves on to the regional semifinal. They also play on June 1st, but with their district, I believe they play the 5 p.m. game that day at Beaver Field. The 3-2 pitch is just a bit inside, and Tristan Belford is able to work a 1-out walk.
Number 1, Connor Bender.
So the second base runner so far here for the Jeeps, both have been on walks. The first was Hunter Barnard. So still no hits allowed from Fouch. 1 batter away from making it through has now made it through the entire order without allowing a hit. Just those 2 walks. We're back to the top with Connor Bender. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Belford over at first base. It'll be number 3,
Dylan Schubert.
Number 3, Dylan Schubert, who is actually the center fielder. That's who Belford is getting DH'd for, so that's a pretty easy flip there for the Jeeps. Nonetheless, with 1 man gone and 1 man aboard, Fairfield looking to strike first. Bender squaring around to bunt, gets it down, may have a single, diving head first. He's got it. An infield single on the bunt for Connor Bender, first hit of the night for the Jeeps.
Shortstop, number 5, Hunter Barnard.
Tell you right there, Carson, that's somebody who doesn't want his season to end tonight.
You know, the rule is never sliding to first base, but he took that and said, by any means necessary, I'm getting on base.
2 man on now, 1 gone. Hunter Barnard last time around in the first drew a walk. Here's the first pitch outside, 1-0. So here in the top of the third, the Jeeps threatening. Left fielder Jaron Lower on deck. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, chopper to the right side. Gloved by the second baseman. A bit indecisive. Collins eventually makes the throw over to first base. Was thinking he might have the double play ball, but ball was hit a bit too slow and just didn't have enough time, so he makes the quick and easy throw over to Allering at first base. So both runners advance 90 feet now, 2 down for the left fielder, Jaron Lower. Went down looking back in the first inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch taken upstairs and a bit outside, 1-1. Here's Fouch with the 1-1 pitch from the stretch. This one lifted down the line in left field. That will get down for a base hit. That'll be extra bases. Bender is home to score. Rounding second and looking for 3 is Lower. The 3-lay throw is not in time. A 2-run, 2-out RBI triple for Jaron Lower.
The pitcher, number 7, Robert Martin.
You never know in a game that's been this tight. That could be a huge momentum boost down the stretch for South Webster.
That'll bring up Robert Martin in an even count of 1-1. Opportunity here to bring home some insurance run here, and Lower over at third base now down on the count 1-2. Couch looking to get out of this one with no further damage done. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher, Fober. That'll bring home Lower from third base. And Martin will reach first safely, so definitely not an RBI strikeout, but the run comes home nonetheless.
The right fielder, number 13, Jacob McGraw.
That'll bring up Jacob McGraw now. First pitch is taken upstairs, 1-0. Jeeps now rallying here in the third. And like you said, Carson, in a game that's really been based around how well the pitching has been, a 3-0 lead, that could just about be all you need. Because so far, Robert Martin has looked excellent on the mound for the Jeeps, only allowed 1 hit. But before this inning, Fouch had gone 2 straight without allowing a hit, so it's hard to tell what will go. We've got a long way to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Fouch once again upstairs, 3-1. Bryson McClintock awaits on deck. 3-2 count with 2 down, so Martin should be on the move here, as he is. Here's the payoff pitch, swung on and fouled, as apparently McGraw did catch a piece of it. So we'll try the 3-2 again here. Fouch now up to 51 pitches through 2 2/3. Here's the 3-2. Off speed in there, called strike 3, but the Jeeps bring home 3 and are out in front 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Here at Glockner's,
A 3-run top half of the 3rd has Robert Martin and the Jeeps out to a 3-0 lead here as we enter the bottom of the 3rd. The due-up here for the Lions will be the first baseman, Noah Allerling, followed by the second baseman, Wyatt Collins, and then the catcher, Blaine Fober, will round out the due-up and the lineup here for the Lions. First pitch to Allerling is swung on and missed, so 0-1 here to start off this AB. Martin continues to deal, has only allowed that single hit to Miller, but eventually picked him off, so it's pretty much been 2 back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings for the Lions so far. He's now a strike away from his 3rd of the outing. Here's the 1-2. Off speed in there, called strike 3. 1 gone.
Second baseman number 3, Wyatt Collins.
3 strikeouts now for Robert Martin. That brings up Wyatt Collins here with 1 down in the bottom of the 3rd. Takes the first pitch away for ball 1, so 1-0 here. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Collins, a chopper to the right side. Andrews gloves it. He'll take himself to first base for the 2nd out of the inning.
Catcher number 16, Blaine Fober.
As previously mentioned, it's going to be a pretty busy next couple days here at the VA, as tomorrow night we'll have the, I think, 2 D3, is it? Yeah, I think it's 2 D3 district semis, and then I think the day after is also 2 more D3 district semis, and then Thursday will be the two finals games. So
start out tomorrow with South Point and Portsmouth at 4 o'clock, followed by Valley and Meigs at 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday, you'll start out with Ironton and Southeastern at 4, and then Wheelersburg and Zane Trace at 7.
And the plan is none of those semifinal games will be live streamed. However, the two finals on Thursday will be, as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for the third out of the inning. Now 4 Ks for Martin after 3. We'll head to the fourth. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the
Fourth inning action just moments away here from the VA. A quick correction to what we said right before the break. It's not going to be two Division III district finals on Thursday. It's going to be one at 6 o'clock on Thursday and then the other at 6 o'clock on Friday. So they're going to split those up for Division III. The first pitch here in the fourth inning is popped straight up by Bryson McClintock. So a quick out for Gabe Fouch.
One catcher, number 4, Brody Perkins.
It's a good way to come off of a rough inning there to just get a quick out to start the next one and hopefully keep this a close game.
Oh, 2 pitch off speed, sawed off to the right side. That'll drop in for a 1-out base hit. Brody Perkins aboard with 1 gone. That'll bring up Benaiah Andrews.
First baseman, number 15, Benaiah Andrews.
Just kind of one of those hit it where they pitch it at bats. Outside, able to pop it up in between the right fielder and first baseman. This bunt is laid down. It'll be picked up by the first baseman, Allerling. He'll throw it over to first base for the second out of the inning. That'll allow Perkins to move up to second. So that'll bring up Tristan Belford. Reached on a walk, eventually came all the way around to score on the Jaron Lower 2-out, 2 RBI triple. So the Benaiah Andrews sack bunt allows Brody Perkins to move 90 feet to second base. A chance here for Tristan Belford to bring one home here as he has a man in scoring position with 2 down. Fouch looking to keep it a 3-0 game here in the 4th. After Belford, it would be back to the top of the order with Connor Bender, Hunter Barnard, and then Jaron Loward as the 0-1 pitches up and a bit outside, 1-1. Here's Fouch with the 1-1. Once again, just an absolute great night and afternoon for some baseball. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Fouch, is swung on and missed. That'll get the Lions out of the inning scoreless. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe
9, down, move.
So far through 3 innings, it's been 9 up, 9 down for the senior Robert Martin. Now in the 4th, he's back to the top of the lineup facing Dal Moon, who flew out to the second baseman all the way back in the 1st inning, looking to give the Lions offense some life here in the bottom of the 4th inning of this D4 district final. Martin still pumping gas here for the Jeeps in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch, called a strike now, 1-1. One pitch in there for a called strike now, 1-2, a pretty large. And although Martin hasn't finished this inning yet, so we'll wait till then to really judge it, but a big difference in the pitch count. Here's the 1-2 pitch off speed now, 2-2. Is, I don't know the exact number, but Fouch finished somewhere above 50, I'd say around 55, and so far Martin only at 34. Obviously we'll reassess that at the end of this inning as the off speed 2-2 pitch is in on the hands, now full at 3-2. Martin not wasting any time on the mound. As soon as the Lion batter steps in the box, he's ready to go. Definitely would not fall victim of the pitch count rule as the 3-2 pitch is fouled away. So Dal Moon staying alive here, leading off the 4th. Payoff pitch downstairs, a leadoff walk for Dal Moon. Only the second base runner so far this afternoon for the Lions. The first obviously was Cade Miller back in the 2nd inning, but he would be picked off 2 pickoff attempts after reaching first, so we'll see what happens here with Moon. Moon with 9 stolen bases on the season. We'll see if he attempts to make it double digits. And he will. Moon on the move. This one bunted foul by Barnard, so it looks like we were going to have a bunt and run there for the Lions. Another pickoff attempt over to first base is unsuccessful, so Moon able to get back safely. I believe now in the MLB, per base runner, you're only allowed, or maybe it's per batter, you're only allowed 2 pickoff moves. Once again, squaring around to bunt. Moon still on the move, however. That'll be his 10th stolen base of the season. So that'll put a man in scoring position, what should be a 1-1 count on the batter, Barnard. Or excuse me, Matthews. Wrong batting lineup there. Here's the 1-1 from Martin upstairs. Swung on and missed now, 1-2. For Matthews here, you really want to somehow be able to get Moon over to third. That way, maybe a soft hit ground ball or a fly ball to the outfield could allow Moon to score. Pickoff attempt to second base. Moon once again back in safely. After Matthews, it's Gabe Fouch, Cade Miller, and then Landry Hatton. Still nobody gone here in the bottom of the 4th. From the stretch, here's Martin with the 1-2 pitch off speed. Matthews staying alive. Matthews hitless so far, had the fly out to center field in the first. Only his second plate appearance so far, as this Lions offense has been held in check by Martin so far. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3.
The pitcher, number 14, Gabe Fouch.
One down now for the Lions. Opposing pitcher Gabe Fouch with a man on in scoring position. Trailing 3-0 to the third-seeded South Webster Jeeps here in the bottom of the 4th. Fouch also down on strikes to end the first inning, as previously mentioned, leads the Lions and the entire Shack with 4 home runs, has a team-high 24 RBIs. Here's the 1-0.
Looks like things are getting interesting down in Athens. Middle of the 3rd inning, Circleville is up 3-0 on Unioto.
This one gets away from the catcher, Perkins. Moon will advance to third, so a big-time RBI opportunity now for the Lions, as a sac fly here would most likely bring home Moon if deep enough. Count is only 2-1 on the batter, Fouch. 2-1 pitch on the way. Big time hitters count here for Gabe Fouch, 3-1. Cleanup man Cade Miller awaits on deck, the only Lion with a hit so far through 3. That one outside for ball 4. So a 2-walk inning for Martin so far. That puts runners on the corners with only 1 out. That prompts the third baseman, Cade Miller, to the plate. So with 14 stolen bases, and with only 1 out, I would say it's a pretty safe bet that Fouch is most likely stealing here pretty quick. It wouldn't surprise me if we see one of those first to third pickoff moves from Martin. You step off, pump fake it over to first base, and then swing around and whip it over to third. But it would not surprise me if the first or second move to the plate from Martin if Fouch is moving to second. It seems that Moon, considering he plays center field, if the throw would go down to second base, Moon would be fast enough to make it home. And only a 3-run ball game, that would cut it down to 3-1, only make it a 2-run game. But we'll see what happens here. 1 gone, 3-0 lead for the Jeeps. Runners on the corners for Fairfield. Short lead over at first base. First pitch, Fouch is on the move, no throw. Now his 15th stolen base on the season. A big time opportunity here for Cade Miller. One of 3, actually now all 3 Lions who graced the All-SHAC team on the field now. Moon at third, Fouch at second, Miller at the plate. Martin looking for the punch out here, ahead 0-2 to the batter Miller. Here it is. In there, called strike 3 now, 2 down.
Fielder number 1, Landry Hatton.
A big time strikeout there for Robert Martin. That puts all the pressure on Landry Hatton, now 2 down. First pitch just a bit outside, 1-0. For the most part, this is the first time the Lions offensively have posed a dangerous threat here in this ball game. Robert Martin looking to shut it down. Here's the 1-0. Hatton down swinging in his only other plate appearance back in the second. Now up once again here in the fourth with 2 down, a 1-1 count, and 2 men on. Swung on, this one gets through for a base hit. Only 1 run will come home and score. The throw to third is not in time to get Fouch. So a big time 1 RBI with 2 outs, single for Landry Hatton.
Fielder number 26, Wyatt Willie.
Now Wyatt Willie with the same opportunity here. Pickoff attempt to first base. He's got him over at first. We'll see what happens at third. Moving to first safely is Hatton. Is Fouch, although only about 2 or 3 feet off the base, posed enough of a threat for the first baseman Andrews to not make a throw to second. So although the pickoff move was successful, no outs because of it, all it really resulted in was a 90 feet advancement for Landry Hatton. I'd imagine we would score that as a stolen base, as well as really weren't any errors on the play. Can't really consider a no throw as an error. Nonetheless, Wyatt Willie, a fly out to the shortstop back in the second inning. Outfield playing pretty far in. Here's the 1-0 from Martin, off speed. Swung on and missed, now 1-1. Although a shot into either gap, especially the right center field gap, as the center fielder Schubert is shaded a bit to his right towards left field. Here's the 1-1. Two walks and one hit allowed this inning from Martin, along with the run off the bat of Hatton. Dalmoon comes all the way around to score. Here's the 1-2. One swing of the bat here. Wyatt Willie has a big-time opportunity to potentially tie this thing up at 3s. From the stretch, Martin will step off the back of the mound. Here's Martin with the 2-2. High pressure moments here in the fourth inning. Lions threatening with 2 down. Martin looking to get out of the inning with allowing any more damage. Noah Allerling waits on deck for the Lions if Collins were to reach. Once again, here's the 2-2. For the third time, here's the 2-2 offering. Take that back. We'll try it again after the Martin pump fake to third. Two-two pitch on the way. Chopper to the right side. Over is the first baseman. Andrews has trouble with it. 1 run comes home. Willie safe at first. We've got a 1-run ball game. So far, 2 runs in the inning for the Lions. Cut it down to a 1-run lead. Noah Allerling at the plate. Chance to tie it up here with 2 down, runners on the corners. Collins reaches on what we're officially going to score as an E3. That would be an error on the first baseman. On the move to second is Willie, no throw. Pitch was called a strike, so 0-2 on the batter, Allerling. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, gets away from the catcher Perkins. The throw on to first is just in the nick of time to retire Allering. We'll head to the fifth. It's now a one-run game at 3-2. South Webster still out in front. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented.
So after 4, Fairfield cuts it down to a one-run lead for the Jeeps here in this Division IV district final. An RBI single from Landry Hatton, and then eventually Gabe Fouch would come home to score on an error off the bat of Wyatt Willie, and then 2 runners would be stranded on second and third after the strikeout from Noah Allering. But nonetheless, they've cut it down to a one-run lead, Carson. This is what we want in district baseball. It's as competitive as it gets, and hopefully it stays that way here in the last 3 innings of regulation. Maybe we'll go to extras here tonight.
You really can't ask for anything better when you get this late in the season.
Leading off for the Jeeps, the third baseman, number 1, Connor Bender.
Top of the lineup here for the Jeeps, Connor Bender, 1 for 2. Along with a run scored, came around to score on the Jaron Lober 2 RBI triple back in the third. Quickly down on the count, 0-2. Gabe Fouch, who is officially at 63 pitches, still on the mound for the Lions. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, 3 pitches, 1 out for Fairfield. That'll bring up Hunter Barnard.
The shortstop, number 5, Hunter Barnard.
Third time up for Barnard. Drew a walk back in the first, a ground out to second in the third. So his third plate appearance, potential second at-bat here in the fifth. This one chopped back up the middle, moving to his left is Matthews. The throw on to first is not in time, although bobbled by the first baseman, Allering. I believe Barnard most likely beats that out anyway, and even if not, it's so close, we're going to give him a base knock there.
Left fielder, number 9, Jared Lower.
So Barnard now 1 for 2. That'll bring up Jaron Lower. 1 for 2 as well. Had, as we've mentioned multiple times, that 2 RBI triple back in the third inning, and eventually came around to score on a dropped third strike a batter later. Now up in the fifth, the ground ball right up the middle. Matthews looking to get out of the inning with a double play. He got him. A 6-3 double play. That'll get the Lions out of the inning and at the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the inning. After this, you're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these.
the second baseman, number 3, Wyatt Collins.
To do up here for the Lions in the bottom of the 5th inning to the second baseman, Wyatt Collins, followed by the catcher, Blaine Fober, and then back to the top with Dow Moon. That rounds out the do-up for the Lions. Only the second plate appearance for Collins so far is really through the first 3 2/3 innings. Robert Martin was pretty much shut out, and even all through giving up 2 runs, he was still pretty dominant. Just a couple walks followed by timely hitting allowed the Lions to cut this thing down to 1. I believe the catcher, Perkins, may have thought it was an 0-2 count. Was 1-1, now 1-2 on the batter, Collins. Here's Martin with the 1-2. Off speed, down on strikes. 1 man gone here in the 5th. Tell you what, Carson, if this game was in Cincinnati, our tickets would definitely be worth a free 1-topping small pizza.
I agree. It's funny because at all those games, the Reds could be down by 11 runs, but if they got 10 strikeouts up on that board, that crowd is on their feet.
This one just barely nabbed by Bryson McClintock over at second base. Now 2 down for Robert Martin and South Webster.
Number 9, Dow Moon.
When you're an unsuccessful franchise, Carson, it's the little things that make going to the ballpark interesting. We'll have to see if Mr. Wickline would like to install something like that here at the VA. Now 8 strikeouts through 4 2/3 innings for Robert Martin.
Well, it's not going to be hard to draw a crowd to the paints this year. 30th anniversary season, and they're coming off a title.
This one, a ground ball to the right side. Tough play at first base. Moon beats it out for an infield single, showing off the wheels. Tough position for the first base umpire, as once he tossed it to Martin over at first base, it kind of blocked his view of the play. And, you know, they always say tie goes to the runner. I'm not sure how valid that reasoning is, but I'd say that definitely came into the mind of our first base umpire there. Nonetheless, a 2-out single puts a man aboard for the shortstop, Zane Matthews. This one chopped to the left side and foul. Now, so far, 8 strikeouts for both starting pitchers. So if Martin would be able to draw a strikeout here, he'd have a 1 strikeout lead over Fouch through 5 innings. If, say, a ground out or a pop out here, they would remain even. Here's the 0-1. So gets away from Perkins. Moon going to test the arm. He'll stay standing up and will reach second safely. So Moon now in scoring position for Matthews. 0 for 2 down on strikes back in the 4th. Here's Martin with the 1-1. Down on strikes. Martin gets his 9th of the game. We'll head to the 6th. Still 3-2. South Webster leading. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Michelle and her dad. Decades of dares. 1 month of learning to jump. First day doing it solo. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter.
Number 7, Robert Martin.
Robert Martin set to lead things off here for the Jeeps in the top of the 6th inning. It's Martin, McGraw, McClintock, the due-up for the Jeeps here in the 6th. So far, Martin 0 for 2, a fly out to left, and then went down on strikes, although reached base on the drop third strike. This time around, he'll pop out to the catcher, Fober. One man down here in the 6th for Gabe Fouch.
Right fielder number 13, Jacob McGraw.
McGraw also 0 for 2. Squaring around to bunt. Did get it pulled back in time, so we'll start this at bat out at 1-0. This one line into the left center field gap over the head of Wyatt Willie. McGraw looking for extra bases, rounding second. He's looking for 3, and he's got it standing up. Outfield playing relatively shallow. And Jacob McGraw puts that one over the head of Willie. And is able to safely reach third with a 1-out triple. Big chance here for Bryson McClintock. Bring home a much-needed insurance run here in the 6th inning. Definitely takes some pressure off the opposing pitcher for the Jeeps, Robert Martin. To get to this round, Fairfield, it was a 9-4 win over Waterford, and then for South Webster. Apparently I did not even write it down.
It was a 6-2 win over Eastern Megs.
Thank you. And the winner could play anybody from Berlin Highland, Toronto, Strasburg, Franklin, and Conneton Valley. Those are the 4 remaining teams in the East District. So I believe they will play their district semis tomorrow. or those may be today, and then they play the district finals on what would be Wednesday. Yes, so Berlin Highland and Toronto actually played today at 5. I don't have a score update for that, as did Strasburg Franklin and Connaughton Valley. So I would assume those games over by now. So that list of teams for the winner of this game to play should be nailed down to 2. With Berlin Highland being the 1 seed, I would assume they advanced, and then Strasburg Franklin a 6 seed, Connaughton Valley a 5 seed. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Fouch, a chopper to the left side. Miller gonna throw home, now in trouble in between third and home plate. Fouch gonna try to do it himself, tags out the runner McGraw. Able to save the run. McClintock advances to second at base during the rundown. So he reaches on a fielder's choice and then advances to second. Nonetheless, a big-time play for Cade Miller, able to make the throw home, save the run, keep it a 1-run ball game here in the 6th inning.
So I was able to find a score on that Highland-Toronto game. It was Highland 13-1 over the Toronto Red Knights. And as I was saying in the last game, because I talked about White Oak season ended last year to Berlin Highland, they're usually a really predominant basketball school, but they have a pretty good baseball program as well.
I'll be honest, I'm not even 100% sure where Toronto, Ohio is. Or if that's just, I'm not sure if that's like a smaller town or if it's a school. Well, obviously it's a school, but nonetheless, 2 down with a man on second base. Still a 3-2 lead here for South Webster. Brody Perkins, the batter here for South Webster. Ahead in the count here, 2-0. Perkins 1 for 2, a strikeout in the second, then had a single a couple innings ago in the 4th. Here's the 2-0 from Fouch. This one fouled away now, 2-1. After Perkins, it will be Benaiah Andrews, Tristan Belford, and then back to the top. This one gets through the infield. Rounding third is McClintock. He will score, and that is a 2-out, 1 RBI single for Brody Perkins. So Perkins now 2 for 3 with an RBI. McClintock, although 0 for 3, gets a run scored. And now it's Benaiah Andrews. South Webster now leading 4-2 here in the 6th. This one grounded to the right side, fielded by Collins. The throw on to first is in time, and that'll end the inning. The Jeeps get 1 back, leading 4-2 after 6. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Carlos. First time setting foot inside a tattoo shop. Second picture his daughter has posted to her story. Third check on his bucket list. And 4 years of cancer-free checkups at OhioHealth.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card, too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Slow pitcher, number 14, Gabe Fouch.
Bottom of the sixth inning action here from VA Memorial Stadium. D4 district final underway here. 4-2 lead for the third-seeded South Webster Jeeps over the second-seeded Fairfield Lions. Gabe Fouch set to lead off here for Fairfield, and once again, the bottom of the sixth inning takes the first pitch off speed for a ball, 1-0. The rest of the due-up will be the third baseman, Cade Miller, and the right fielder, Landry Hatton. Here's the 1-0. Our man, Corey Hall, walking across the backstop now, working extra hard to provide pictures and really helping us out on the stream, as Carson and I aren't exactly the most tech-savvy people on the planet.
Corey and Jacob Wise got us going through those technical issues we had during the first game. You can catch Jacob Wise on the Paints radio on 100.9 WXIZ during Paints season.
This one lined into center field, over the head of the center fielder, Schupert, looking for extra bases is Fouch. Nobody there to cover, and Fouch is in safely with a leadoff double. Luckily for the Jeeps, Schupert actually able to just barely catch a piece of that line drive from Fouch. If that would have gotten over the head of Schupert, I'd say that probably would have been Fouch's fifth home run of the season. Nonetheless, a man on in scoring position with nobody gone here for Cade Miller. First pitch swinging to the left side. That ball is foul. So Miller back in the box now, 0-1. Landry Hatton awaits on deck. This one also lined to the left side and foul. Go ahead and quickly check the Red Legs score. If they're losing, I'll be upset. 5-4. Red Legs on top after dropping 4 in a row, looking to snap that win streak against a team I'll decide not to name. As Fouch takes third on the strikeout, so now one down, the 10th strikeout of the afternoon for Robert Martin. It's not too often you see high schoolers reach double digits, especially in a district final, but Robert Martin has done just that with 5 more outs to get here in this ball game. So a man in scoring position with 1 down for Landry Hatton. Corners are in. So the middle infielders are more or less at normal depth. maybe a bit shallow as the second baseman McClintock slowly creeps in. Outfield is also extremely shallow. I'd say probably playing at about 180 feet.
Really, at that point, anything over their heads could very well be extra bases.
A potential suicide squeeze here. No contact is made, and Fouch is out at the plate. An absolute rally killer there for the Lions now. Nobody out, or excuse me, nobody on, 2 gone. 0-2 the count to the batter, Hatton. Lions were threatening. Now Martin a strike away from getting out of the inning. Probably didn't pick that up on the camera, but Jeep's dugout got to keep a head on a swivel over there as that one went screaming loud and clear into the first base dugout. Not too often we see that. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Martin. One-two from Martin. Off speed, lifted into center field. Very shallow, but with the center field playing pretty far in, Schubert is there to make the grab, and that will end the inning. 4-2, heading to the 7th. South Webster still out in front. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of
Top of the 7th here. The Jeeps looking to add some insurance before heading to the final half inning of regulation here in this D4 district final. The due-up would normally be Belford, but instead Dylan Schubert going to bat in his spot. Has been in the game so far throughout, just being DH'd for by Belford. Has been in center field, made that grab to end the last inning. Now with his first plate appearance here tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch, squared around to bunt. And I believe he pulled back in time. We'll have a peel over to first base, which, as most are at the high school level, will be ruled as a no swing or no contest. After Schubert, it's back to the top with Connor Bender and then Hunter Barnard. We'll see if Schubert squares around again. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He does, pulls back just in time. Count is now 3-1.
And Schubert, Bender, and Jaron Lower, all three were also key contributors for South Webster's basketball team this year. A lot of multi-sport action going on out here at the VA.
Three-one pitch is attempted to be bunted by Schubert, but it'll be foul. So that'll push the count to full. Payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and missed for the first out of the inning. I believe he actually caught a piece of it. However, Fober behind the plate was able to hang on for the first out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 1, Connor Bender.
It is now the 9th strikeout of the game for Gabe Fouch. So far, Connor Bender 1 for 3 with a run scored. Now at bat for his 4th plate appearance, potential 4th at bat here at an even 1-1 count. Now 2-1. 2-2 pitch is in there for strike 3, called the 10th strikeout of the day for Gabe Fouch.
Shortstop, number 5, Hunter Bernard.
Barnard 1 for 3 with a single. Or excuse me, 1 for 2. Also drew a walk back in the first. Looking to avoid the 3-up, 3-down inning here in the 7th. This one fouled to the left side into the picnic area, so it'll be a 1-1 count. Starting to cool off a bit here at the VA. I'm actually going to turn off. No, I'm not going to turn off. I'm actually going to turn down 1 notch my fan over here. Started at 75, now down to 68 as the sun has started to go down. The lights have come on here at the VA. Here's the 1-1. One-two pitch on the way from Fouch. It's fouled straight back, so we'll try the 1-2 pitch again. Out of the windup, here's Fouch with the 1-2 up and a bit outside, 2-2. This one coming down to the wire here at the VA. 2-2 pitch on the way. Count is now full. Jaron Lower awaits on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. Down on strikes. Fouch fans the side. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. South Webster still out in front 4-2. You're watching Ohio High School Baseball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these.
4-2, South Webster leading here in the final inning of regulation in this D4 district final. 3 outs to go, and the Jeeps could potentially become district champs here in 2023. The due up here for the Lions will be Wyatt Willie, Noah Allering, and then Wyatt Collins to round out the due up. After him, it would be Blaine Fober, and then back to the top of the lineup for the Lions. Martin up to 10 strikeouts through 6 innings, 4 hits allowed. Only 2 runs in the first pitch to Willie is called a strike, 0-1.
I can tell you these are the moments you live for if you're playing in this situation.
Martin looking to go the distance here, make it a complete game district final win. Bring district gold back to South Webster. Here's the 1-1. Line to the right side. Fielded by the second baseman, McClintock. Nice play over to first base to retire Willie. 1 away.
First baseman, number 7, Noah Allring.
You know, Carson, outside of that 4th inning, it's really just been shut down night time for Robert Martin, because he's allowed 4 hits. Well, actually, only one of them was that inning. He's allowed a few in other innings, had the big play. Well, I say a big play, but caught a Fouch stealing home an inning ago. And this time he's going to hit Noah Allering on the first pitch to him. That puts 1 man on with 1 gone here for Wyatt Collins. But an inning ago, the Lions had Fouch on third. I believe it was Hatton, the batter, in a failed suicide squeeze. More or less led to Fouch being thrown out at home. Lions looking to rally here in the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to Wyatt Collins, is swung on and missed, 0-1. After Collins, it's Fober, then back to the top. From the stretch, here's the 0-1. This one gets away from the catcher, Perkins, all the way to the backstop. Could look for 3 here. Allering not going to test the arm of Perkins, and I tell you what, Carson, it's a good thing he didn't, because he would have been stranded right in the middle, probably got into a pickle, and then more or less led to the second out of the inning. So the good thing there for Fairfield is that eliminates the double play ball. So a hard hit ground ball up the middle won't end this season for the Lions. Still down on the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Pitch was way upstairs. Collins able to hold off. 1-2 from Martin. Collins representing the tying run. Here's the 2-2. Inside count is now full. Big pressure moment here for both Wyatt Collins and Robert Martin. If you walk Collins, you put the tying run on, bring the go-ahead run to the plate. Payoff on the way. Down on strikes, got him swinging. 11 Ks on the afternoon for Robert Martin.
Fly catcher, number 16, Blaine Fober.
This has been a fun game to watch if you're a fan of great pitching. Both pitchers, 11 strikeouts now, I believe.
Yep.
This Jeeps crowd on their feet. Some of them hoping to celebrate their second district title of the night.
Picked up one just down the road over at Unyota High School, where they hold the softball district titles. I'd say a lot of fans, as you mentioned at the start of the broadcast, more or less, or I say more than likely, probably trickled over here from that game, is that probably had a 5 o'clock start time as a stink bug is hanging out on my laptop. It scared me a little bit. To the plate is Blaine Fober. Takes the first pitch across the plate, 0-1. Martin now a strike away from a complete game win here in the district final. 0-2 the count to the batter Fober. Here's the pitch. Oh-2 on the way. Down on strikes, the Jeeps are district champs. A 4-2 win for South Webster, a wire-to-wire victory for the Jeeps, and they're taking the gold back to South Webster.
Please stay seated as we will have a award ceremony shortly.
The 4-2 final, an absolute pitching duel between Gabe Fouch and Robert Martin. However, it's Martin and the South Webster Jeeps who come out on top. Fouch finishes with 11 Ks. Martin, much like South Webster, comes out on top with 12.
As you said, really a great game. Both sides, really fun to watch.
Per usual, we'll have the award ceremony here right around home plate. We'll obviously keep that on the stream for everybody watching back at home. Try to keep all the folks happy, or all the Jeeps, maniacs, whatever you want to call them, back home. Gonna watch South Webster claim their prize here.
Anybody from South Webster that hasn't made the trip up Route 23 tonight. But I have a feeling that a lot of the population of South Webster, Ohio is going to want to keep coming back here to Chillicothe for a long time.
After falling to White Oak a season ago in the district final, the Jeeps avenged the 2022 team, come out on top in 2023.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field.
And I believe now the award ceremony will commence. We'll go ahead and silence ourselves and let that play through. And after the award ceremony is over, if you're still hanging around, we'll go ahead and rally off all the final stats from tonight's contest. Once again, a 4-2 final. South Webster, our 2023 district champs.
Nolan Campbell. Cody Frost. Corey Zimmerman. Dane Hodson. Otis Cockrell. Carson Chandler. Corbin Willie. Elijah Humphreys. Owen Lyric. Wyatt Harner. Brandon Ludwig. Blaine Faber. Wyatt Collins. Noah Allring. Wyatt Willie. Landry Hatton. Cade Miller. Gabe Fouch. Zane Matthews. And Dow Moon. And now Coach Kyle Zimmerman and his staff. Would the captains for Fairfield please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy. Congratulations on an outstanding season. And now, the 2023 District Champion in Division 4, the South Webster G. Malachi Roselle. Sam Murphy. Davey Marinsky. Aaron Taylor. Ashton Lancaster. Dylan Schubert. Tristan Belfort. Benaiah Andrews. Brody Perkins. Bryson McClinton. Jacob McGraw. Robert Martin. Jaron Lohr. Hunter Menard. And Connor Bender. And now head coach Ryan McClintock and his staff. Now, with the captains for the Jeeps, please come forward for the presentation of the team trophy. Congratulations to the Jeeps, who will now advance to the regional semifinal at Beavers Field in Lancaster on Thursday, June 1st at 2 p.m. Thank you to the Chillicothe Paints and Jack Jenkins for serving as a host for this district championship. Thank you for your attendance and support of Ohio high school student athletes. Please travel home safely.
So at the conclusion of this award ceremony, as Fairfield poses up, as South Webster poses up for some victory shots on home plate, we'll quickly go through what at least I had for the final statistics of tonight's Division IV district final. We'll start with Fairfield for the pitching for Fairfield. Gabe Fouch comes away with the loss, but I tell you, it's a pretty impressive loss. Seven innings pitched, only 5 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, and the big one, 11 strikeouts. Batting-wise for Fairfield, Dow Moon goes 1 for 2 with a run scored. Gabe Fouch helps himself out, going 1 for 2 with a run scored as well. And then Cade Miller goes 1 for 3, and Landry Hatton goes 1 for 3 with an RBI. The second run came around to score, I believe, on an error. So that's why there was only 1 RBI on a night where they scored 2 runs. Now on to South Webster. Robert Martin, the winning pitcher for the Jeeps, 7 innings pitched, only 4 hits allowed, only one of those 2 runs earned. And similar to Fouch, a big strikeout total, however, Martin with 12. Hitting for the Jeeps, Connor Bender goes 1 for 4 with a run scored. Hunter Barnard also goes 1 for 3. Jaron Lower goes 1 for 3, had 2 RBIs and a run scored. Ryan McClintock goes 1 for 3. He also had a run scored. Actually goes 0 for 3, but did have a run scored. And then the catcher, Brody Perkins, goes 2 for 3 as well. He had an RBI, and that more or less rounds out the scoring. Oh, and also Tristan Belford did have a run scored back in the third. So that more or less wrapped things up here for us being me, myself, and Carson here from VA Memorial Stadium. The Jeeps advance on to the regional semifinal that, if you're listening to our PA guy here at the VA, will be on June 1st in Lancaster at Beaver Field at 2 p.m., where they will play the winner of Berlin Highland and then whoever won between
Conotton Valley and Strasburg Franklin, I believe.
Correct. Yes, those were the other 2 teams. So they'll play one of those 3 teams. Well, we don't know who it is on the stream, but both of those games are over, so that group of 4 is now for sure nailed down to 2. But for now, that is all myself and Carson and the rest of us here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority have for you tonight. Once again, the final from VA Memorial Stadium, South Webster 4, Fairfield